So from the White House to lawmakers on Capitol Hill, a budget blueprint to move the president's agenda, and also that much talked about confirmation vote of Tulsi Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence. So sharp words to really highlight here from former Senate Majority Leader and Republican Mitch McConnell. He voted against confirming Tulsi Gabbard. He cites what he calls Gabbard's alarming lapses in judgment. So a lot to break down there. Let's go to Nikole Killion live right now on Capitol Hill. Nikole, that is a break from McConnell, who typically is right there in the Republican ranks. What did he have to say as he drilled down on his sort of hesitation for Tulsi Gabbard?
Yeah, well, just to be clear, I mean, the former minority leader has certainly put some distance between himself and the president and his agenda in the past. So it's not necessarily a surprise. And he hasn't supported all of the president's nominees in this confirmation process, although he has supported the lion's share of them. So that being said, obviously, he was a no vote on Tulsi Gabbard's nomination, but certainly she still cleared with a relative ease. And that is notable. Especially because on close votes like these, you know, there's J.D. Vance, the vice president, who is currently traveling overseas and really not in a position to break any type of tie-breaking vote if that were to be the case. So that is why this numbers game is so critical. But there were enough Republican senators who had come out ahead of this vote in support of Tulsi Gabbard's nomination, even though initially they had expressed some reservations, whether that's senators like Maine's Susan Collins or Alaska's Lisa Murkowski, Indiana's Todd Young. All of them eventually broke for Gabbard. So even though McConnell was the defector, it really wasn't enough to prevent Gabbard from getting that confirmation vote.
Well, we know lawmakers are talking about it, so we want to talk about it as well. Elon Musk, DOGE, Musk posting a lot in recent hours about alleged fraud, alleged waste, but not a lot of detail to really drill down on. If I'm a member of the American public, I can't really see specific citations there. What's the House Oversight Committee doing by way of looking at that?
Well, keep in mind the House Oversight Committee has a subcommittee, a DOGE subcommittee that is led by none other than Marjorie Taylor Greene, a close Trump ally who has been in close contact not only with the president but also Elon Musk. And so in terms of this hearing, while Musk was not before members of Congress, there were other experts from various entities there to talk about ways that waste, fraud, and abuse could be eliminated from the federal government. But as we have seen with many congressional hearings, much of this was along party lines, with certainly Republicans backing some of these latest efforts that we have seen on the part of the Trump administration and Elon Musk, while Democrats took aim. Take a listen to one exchange.
That Elon Musk is sending his unqualified DOGE staff to carry out this agenda across all these agencies. And in some cases, actually teenage staffers. No accountability, no experience, and problematic records. They're trying to rob you, and they're probably a minor.
So again, that was Congressman Robert Garcia channeling a little bit of Kendrick Lamar as he tried to make his point before the committee. And while it certainly was heated at times, you know, for the most part, there was general bipartisan agreement on the need to cut waste, fraud, and abuse. Democrats were simply making the point of how they feel Republicans are going about it, that they are kind of turning a blind eye to what the administration is doing, and that there are other ways to proceed. So again, this was the first of many hearings that we expect from this DOGE subcommittee, but one now in the books officially.
You're good. I thought I was the only one who caught that A minor Kendrick Lamar reference, Nikole. All right, so let's talk about dollars and cents. A few hours ago, House leadership released their budget resolution, while the Senate Budget Committee, we understand, is marking up their version today. How are these plans, as you've been able to see them and know about them, different from each other?
Yeah, well, just to be clear, obviously, even though we're making reference to the budget, we're not talking about the actual budget, but rather a budget resolution, which is simply being used as a vehicle or a procedural tool to enable the president to advance his legislative agenda. So the Senate is marking up their version today with Senator Lindsey Graham at the helm. As you mentioned, House Republicans have released their version. And the main difference is, as you know, there's been a lot of discussion here here on Capitol Hill as to whether or not there should be one bill or two bills. So over in the Senate, Lindsey Graham's budget resolution is really more targeted. It's really aimed at beefing up the resources on the border, since the president has been very clear about enacting his mass deportation plan. So that's where that funding is particularly aimed at going to. On the other side, you have the House of Republicans who are kind of taking more of that big, beautiful bill strategy by not only encompassing border security, but also trying to extend the president's tax cuts to the tune of some $4.5 trillion. They also want to make spending cuts in excess of almost $2 trillion. And they also want to increase the debt limit, which is something the president has asked for and tried to do just late last year unsuccessfully. But they want to raise the debt limit by some $4 trillion. So putting that all in one big package is the House's approach at this time. And both House and Senate leaders insist eventually they will both be on the same page.
Ambitious, and you have to be ambitious to chase it all and be able to digest it all with all things politics and some pop culture mixed in. Nikole Killion, always great to talk to you. You have a great day.